Hello, welcome back to Sadie Makes. Today we are working on a couple of just quick sewing projects. I have been wanting to crop this cute sweater for a while. Like I just want it to sit right like on my hips instead of like at my hips. So I'm thinking it's gonna be a super easy just cut a little bit off and then double roll it, and then I'll have a new hem. So I will have to do some measuring and try that on, but once I have it done, I'm sure it'll be perfect and exactly how I want it. And then we are going to be taking some scraps from my skyline dress and making a cute little scrunchie from it. And I'm hoping I can get these done in like less than an hour. So we will see how that goes, but should be really fun. If you want to grab a coffee, a snack, pull out your crochet project, another art project, needlepoint, whatever you're into, and we're gonna be doing some crafting. This looks like a good match in my opinion. First thing I'm gonna do is make a bobbin. I got a whole bunch of these off Amazon. Once you have it threaded like so, you just push the pedal. Looks perfect. Just thread it through the bottom here, and then we will catch it with the top. You hold this here and rotate it once, and that should pick up the bottom. You keep going and you can kind of feel it like let loose. And now you're ready to sew. So we can see the sweatshirt here. It hits just above my waist or below my waist. I want it like here. Let me try it on and see. So you can see it's like a little bit big. I think I want it to be here in the end. So I'm gonna go get some pins and be right back. I've got some pins. I'm gonna start pinning it where I want it, and I have to keep in mind when I roll it, it's going to be double the size. So if I want it to be right here, I need to like double the size that I want the hem. I think I probably can cut off to like here, and then I'll have like a roll that's about that big, and that will make it so it ends about right there. I'm gonna do some pinning. Have it marked just in like a couple spots. I'm gonna take it into my craft room and I'll be able to use the ruler and make it more precise all around. You can see it's not folded over anymore, but I still have like about where I want it to end. I'll lay it out flat, matching up the seams. Sorry for the jewelry. This is where I want it to end. It's about, we're gonna say 4 inches. I'll mark 4 inches, and then I want about an inch of this, so then it's really just 2 inches from the edge that I want to cut off. So from here to here, I am not going to do it exact. I'm going to do it the crazy way, which involves just quickly zooming past it, okay? Because this doesn't need to be perfect. It's just a hem. All right, we're gonna go for it. Comes off perfectly, and because it is probably just polyester, we're not going to really get any fraying, so it's not like we have to worry about that too much. And then next thing, we're just going to put it inside out. We're going to roll it about an inch all the way around, and then we'll come back to the first roll stitch. I went and did a little bit less than, it's like 3/4 instead of a full inch, because when I fold it over, I didn't want it to be too like bulky. So I'm gonna run this through. I think I'm just gonna do like a basic straight stitch. Like it would be nice to have some stretch, but this part ultimately is going to be rolled under, so I think it's going to be okay. Like this isn't too stretchy, so that's what we're going to do. Well, I'll start on the back just in case it doesn't look amazing first round. It's pretty chunky, so I'm just going to line up the presser foot with the cut line here. I want it to be close, but just not too close. So set that down, take this out. Here we go. So I've got that stitched all the way around, and it looks like this on the good side. Looks really good, and this on the inside. And I could probably leave it like this, but I still want a little bit more of a crop, and it'll look extra nice if I do it again under, and I won't have to worry about it. Won't get caught on anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pin it down. I'm gonna pretty much like roll it till about the same, like the 7/8 an inch. I think that looked really good. That or about an inch. The stretch seems to be totally fine, so I don't think I need to do another like a zigzag stitch or anything. But I'll just do one all the way across, and if it needs it, I might do like a top stitch, over stitch, to just keep like the fold less bulky, but we will see. Final jacket reveal. It is perfect. Like literally, this is exactly where I want it. You can't tell, honestly, you can't tell that it's hand done other than it's not exactly perfect seam, but no one's gonna look at that. Yeah, perfect. Like literally, like my hip bones are here, and I feel like it was like here before, so it's just a teeny difference, but yeah, try to show you the seam. Yeah, you like barely can tell. This is what the inside looks like. Professional. Yeah, I love it. I'll get way more wear out of it because it just like hugged the hips a little bit too much, and I'm glad it doesn't do that anymore. But super cute. Love it. Quick weekend project. That's what this video is all about. We're doing quick, getting it done. Little DIYs. Like if you have something that you've been wanting to like quickly do, this is your sign. Go and quickly do it. It did not take that long. Less than 30 minutes. The pinning always takes the longest. So we're gonna make a little cute scrunchie. Okay, for the next project, I'm going to be taking this and some like elastic and making a scrunchie. I believe it's 26 inches by 5 inches, And I do that by taking 13 inches, folding that in half, so doing 2 layers of 13 by 5. And then I do the burrito method. I will link the tutorial that I use. Super easy. We're going to see if we can get this done in 30 minutes, 2:30ish or 3:30ish. I will show you some of the process. I'm gonna look at my scraps. This one looks pretty good. If I can use this one, I will. Okay, so these were the mess up channels. I could sew them together and create like one long piece. That's totally doable, and I've done it before and you can barely tell. But if I can skip that step, I will. But this looks like it could be long enough. Take 1 inch on the blue line. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1. So that's my width. And we'll do 13 inches of length. Okay. Right there. Alright, I've got my square marked up and I'm just going to cut it out. Boop, boop, boop. I guess I could create some better lines. This could always be like an inside piece, or this is like chalk, so you can always wash it out. Throw it in the wash, but should be good. Line it up. It's okay if it's not perfect. Okay, another one. I'm just gonna go to the edge just to make it easy here. That looks great. So now we've got a 26 by 5. 26 by 5. So it'll go like this, kind of in a way, and then it'll bunch up and create a cute little scrunchie. This is what I'm using, and I can't remember how long it is, but you like cut a certain amount and then you just tie a knot, but that's later on. So I'm going to refresh my brain and then clean everything up, and then I'll kind of show you the burrito method. Since it's been gone, what I did is I did show you I cut it out. So then I took the 2 wide sides, so the 5 by 5, and I had right sides together and I did a 1/2 inch seam, and then I finger pressed it out, so the wrong side out, and I took it and I put it to the center and then flipped it over, and then you take the 2 outsides and line up the edges, and then you roll that as tiny as you can. And then you take the bottom, put those edges together, and then you sew an inch seam allowance, and you start by back tacking, but then you sew all the way around using that 1 inch seam allowance, and you pull from the center. That's why those like insides you make really small, is because you don't want to sew that center part. And I'm gonna just keep sewing and pulling and sewing and pulling, and that's pretty much how you do it. And then this was 10 inches, so we're gonna continue doing that. Once we're done, it's only been like 10-ish minutes. Just gonna pull it out just like this, and I'm gonna pull as far as I can so I don't have to do it as frequently, and I think that'll also help with the lining of the seams and the edges. Yeah, this one might be kind of janky, but we'll see. We'll see if it can be just quickly done and you not tell, or if I have to do it again to make it good. And when I come back to where I started, I do want to leave a little bit of a hole because we're going to have to, I think we turn it inside out, and then we also have to add in the elastic. So you can also adjust this. Like I made one of these earlier, and on this outside I added lace, a lace trim, but on the inside. So it turned out really cute and I really liked it. So you can do stuff like that, adding trims. I have made like them wider or longer for bigger scrunchies. This is just like a really great basic method to get the simple steps down. I love like a chaotic craft day, like where you don't care about it being perfect. Like if this doesn't work, I'll just make another one. It's not that big of a deal. It was a good reminder, you know, like it doesn't have to be a work of art every time you sit down and make something. You can do it for fun. You can have it be sloppy and no one probably is going to tell. So don't let perfection stop you from just doing it, because it might turn out great even if you don't try that hard. Alright, I can see where I started. All these little like fray pieces is just because it's cotton, but it'll be on the inside, so it shouldn't matter too much. I'm gonna go till probably about here, since I need a couple inches. Okay, so I've threaded it through. It's still the wrong way, but then I'm going to take the opening and I'm going to turn this completely inside out, and then you can hand sew or just as close as the edge you can get machine sew this little opening closed, and then you've got a scrunchie. So far it's looking good. There we go. Because it's cotton, you'll get like a bunch of those little things, but you can just roll them off and it's like they're never there. Cute. Yeah, maybe if I was to do it again, I think I would do a bit of a smaller seam allowance. That way it's like a chunkier little scrunchie, but that's super cute. And I'm just going to run the sewing machine along this edge. I'm just making it sure it's flat right here, and then yeah, just run it by that little seam. And don't be shy to run it through like that. Like you can barely see it, and this is where it's like not even scrunched up, but the ones I buy from the store even do that, so it doesn't need to be perfect. Look, if it's in your hair, you'll never see that little seam. And now I've got a scrunchie that matches my dress.